Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we have another prediction video here. I'm in the, I guess, office. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I like this format or not. So if you guys have any feedback or have any design options, um, but yeah, I'm in the office here discussing the Raw Netflix debut predictions because I feel like it's big enough that it deserves its own prediction video. I'm pretty sure we know most of the matches. I got 5 of them down. I'm not 100% sure if there's any more. I think we're gonna get a lot of returns. So let's start with the returns. How about that? John Cena for sure. That's already been confirmed. I think Becky comes back. I think Becky comes back at the end of the Rhea and Liv battle to then have that as a rivalry for the foreseeable future to get to Mania. Again, there's a couple different thoughts there, I guess, that could work there. And I do think we get The Rock back coming back at the Roman and Solo match because I think that's kind of the natural thing. So let's just jump into it and then I'll explain the returns because I think it will work for those type of things. So let's go right off the bat with probably the easiest match maybe to predict, and maybe I could be wrong. It's Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. The last match added officially to this card. I think this only works as if Drew wins. I think the whole thing of Drew winning and taking the people out that has wronged him, I think leads him to Roman Reigns and kind of sets up the feud for the next couple months. I would assume so he can't Jay could possibly beat Drew and they could extend this for one more week, but I think it's kind of certain that Drew's going to win this one, and then they're going to set up a little bit more of these matches with either him going after Solo eventually still, or him going after Roman. I don't really know. The overall idea of this storyline isn't that bad. I like it. It gives Drew something good. He's had a lot of good storylines this year when you really think about it. He's had a really solid year, so I don't think he really necessarily has to win or lose this match. I think it could definitely be a two-parter. So if they're going with the two-parter, they have Jay win here and then Drew pick up the other win. So I still think I'm going to go with Drew here because it just makes a lot of sense to have him win. Next up, we'll have let's go with the IC title match because it's going to be pretty crazy with Lyra Valkyrie versus Dakota Kai. Honestly, happy with the two that made it here. I'm a big Io Sky fan, so I was kind of hoping she would make it. Obviously, didn't really think she was because I think just the way that they were setting it up. So essentially, it kind of wasn't completely out of the blue that we got the match that we got. Still, overall, happy about it. So I'm going to go with Lyra here. I think for the foreseeable future, at least my idea, and I'll probably have it in another video, but might as well say it here. I think the idea, if Becky's coming back, is to have a match, obviously, with the winner of the Women's Heavyweight Championship. But I think after it, it kind of goes back. I think they're going to have her focus in towards that IC thing to make it better. And I think her against Lyra would be the better call. So I think Lyra might win it here. I do think she's the better person to put into it because she's younger. I mean, I think Dakota Kai will still have that opportunity to win at some point. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with that. Honestly, they could not go wrong on this one. It was the same thing with the U.S. title match. It was just, I was happy either way. I'm going with Lyra, but I would not be upset if Dakota Kai won. Then let's go with Roman versus Solo. I feel like Roman has to win here, unless they're just going to completely scrap him being the tribal chief. Um, but I think the thing is they have him win, and then they have The Rock come down and challenge him for the Ulafala at WrestleMania. Because obviously both were kind of part timers. Well, Rock's definitely, Roman's been around here and there, but I think they could set it up there to set up that big match for WrestleMania, and then it would kind of have the occlusion of everything else, and maybe they have it where The Rock comes down and says that he's going to take the Ulafala at him, at WrestleMania, but he's going to go for that title first, and then have his feud set up with Cody Rhodes after Royal Rumble. But again, that just seems kind of not what they need to be doing. So I feel like this is their pivot if they're going to do it. So I guess we'll see. But I'm thinking Roman Reigns has to win here if they're going to keep the Tribal Chief character alive. If he doesn't, then I think that's it. But I mean, it'd still be an interesting storyline. So I think if they're going to go Rock Roman at WrestleMania, they have to have Roman win here. If they're not going to go with that, then they can have him lose. So I think that's the cool thing with a lot of this card. It could go either way. They're both really like solid choices in a lot of these matches. So then we'll go with Rhea and Liv. They've basically said this is the last match against the two. They're not going to have another match. So I think they have to pull the trigger here if they're going to give Rhea the championship back. And I'm cool with that. Unless they're going to move Rhea to like SmackDown and have her go after Nia Jax or something, I really don't see the purpose of her not winning the title here. Obviously, Rhea is completely over, completely healthy, and they could still have Liv be dominant with Judgment Day. So I don't think it would necessarily be that she gets buried from it completely. But Rhea, what does she do after this? There's really not much, and I think eventually it would lead her into some really good feuds with other Raw women that are on the roster. So I think I'm going with Rhea here. I kind of want Rhea the Ridden for sure. So I think that would be the main reasoning for me to go with that. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I'm going with Rhea. Last but certainly not least, we have the CM Punk and Rollins match. I feel like this one is one of those that honestly is going to go either way because this is definitely a three-parter. This is definitely a trilogy match. I do think you have to have CM Punk win the first one because it feels like if CM Punk wins, then Rollins could still be like, I'm challenging you to a rematch. I don't feel like if CM Punk loses there, there'd be much of a reason for anything else for CM Punk to want a rematch necessarily and for Rollins to grant it. So I think that's kind of what they need to do here to make it like a three-parter because I think it's gonna be. I mean, their promos have been amazing, and I think it's just pointless not um, to do that. I mean, I don't know why you would ruin having that big of talent that you can just put those two in together. So yeah, that's my Raw Netflix predictions. Tell me what you guys think. I think it's going to be a stack card, so there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be good. And tell me what you guys think. What do you think of locks? I feel like the only 100% lock to me would be maybe Rhea versus Liv, but even then I'm not even 100% sure because I don't know what they're doing with Rhea if they don't. If they have an idea, I'm fine with that, but if they don't, then I think it's best to do it. I think we're going to get other matches too. I think we might have the New Day and LWO tag match in there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like another small match. Definitely a lot of promos, definitely a lot of stuff. And I want to see where they're going to bring John Cena. Where does he all of a sudden fall on all of this? And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.